PvE again here on EvE Online. I will mention, as before, this is a delayed stream, not a live one, and the mission we're going to be working with today is going to be infiltrated outposts. This will be against rogue drones, so we need to outfit the ship I'm going to be using, which is an Armageddon, an Amar class ship. And since we're going up against rogue drones, the best ammunition to use is EM. And since this is a missile and drone fit boat ship, I need to load up some EM missiles. EM is electromagnetic damage, and I need to load up some EM drones. And so I have everything nice little boxes. And there's my light drones. There's me some sentry drones. And now some medium drones. And finally, a few heavy drones. I'll admit, light and sentry are the ones that get the most play. There's my drone bay. It is full. My missile launchers are full. And so we will now accept the mission, close it out, check who all's in local over here. No red flagged people. And so we will fly out of the dock. I will warp to a save point I have in the system.
Active.
Turn on my armor hardener. One of my omnidirectional tracking link, which makes the drones hit better and farther away. And I always offset these things. Probably doesn't really do anything, but
Warp drive active.
what can I say? It makes me feel better. Let's take a look at the Armageddon here. Like I said, it's one of the Amar ships. My character is Amar. Yes, that's right. He's from the race of slave trading bastards. It is what it is. Normally, most of the Amar ships use lasers. This is one of the few that has no bonus to damage for lasers, but for drones, I can show you that by coming here. And you see it gets 10% bonus per level battleship, which I have level 5, the highest possible, to hit points of damage. And some bonuses to energy draining units, which do little to no good against rats, pirates, the NPCs. So there's no point in really doing them. So I use drones and some rapid heavy missile launchers to do quite a bit of damage per turn, which is a fortunate thing because the Armageddon's tank is not the greatest, but it's good enough. And so I warp in right here on top of some targets. It's put out some light drones first. Deal with all these little frigates. While my missiles take care of the medium. I have indication by the yellow blankets that my drones are being targeted. So I'll call them back in. Okay, and apparently that was incorrect information. And so I'll take care of all these little light drones. And now I'll put out my heavy drones. Now I'll start moving towards the acceleration gate.
A module has run out of charges.
Once again, pull in my heavy drones. They've done their job of getting rid of that battleship. That's essentially what heavy drones are good for, is battleships that get in close. They tear them a new one. Okay. I should show you what these drones look like. There's one of them as it gets blown up. Ah, I took off the target lock. That was silly of me. I wanted to look at it, not take off the target lock. And my little drones will take care of their little drones rather quickly. You know, mechanical robotic type things just don't tail too well with whatchamacallit, electromagnetic EMP damage. Now, as you can see, this tub is very slow also. Even with an afterburner, it only gets up to 339 meters per second. So I'm going to turn the afterburner on for a couple of rounds so I can get up to this gate a little quicker. go ahead and reload my missile racks. That's the one bad thing about the rapid heavy missile launchers is they take 35 seconds to reload. And they only have 25 missiles in them. So they do a lot of damage in that they put it out very fast. But they don't, unfortunately, do it for very long. And then you get a long gap where you're left going, come on. I'm getting a lot of slow frames, so I'm hoping this stream ends up being okay when it starts going out there, because again, I'll mention it is a delayed stream. EvE being what it is, there are people who watch for streams like this. Just to cause people trouble. Now I'm using sentry drones. They have no movement, so I don't have to move them from target to target, and there's no delay on them starting to shoot at things. But you notice that at distance anyway, they take care of these little frigate-sized rogue drones fairly quickly and efficiently. Now sentry drones won't be able to hit them a lick once they're in close. And that's why I start with them, because sentry drones can hit most other things just fine. Gotta watch my drones though, they're drawing fire. Not surprising. I'll have to draw them back in here soon. Now it's time to unleash my missiles on them. I need to acquire a few more targets. Don't know what my drones are shooting at. Probably one of these other battleships. Yep, I was right. Almost got it dead too. I gotta let you see what one of those guys looks like. Rogue drones kind of look cool, especially the big battleships like this. Yep, getting a lot of slow frames, so I hope this thing isn't as jerky as what it's appearing it's going to be. Boom. Got a whole bunch more ships just showing
The
up from that
module has
last
run out
group.
of charges.
All after my little drones. Fortunately, I have a armor repper if they get into the drone's armor. That's why I'm not too upset. But they're now too close. So I'll smoke them with my missiles. Smoke them if you got them, right? Now all these that were running up here to attack my drones are drifting back to where they were. These targets are real close, so the explosions get real loud. See, those guys have almost drifted back to where we are, where they came from. I need to target a couple of these drone bunkers. Impressive explosions, huh? Now I'll put my sentry drones back out. And so now I'll finish off the drones, and then I'll go for that last bunker. Or the last bunker I'll need to hit. but it's not in range of my missiles, and barely is in range of my Curator sentry drones. So we shall remedy that by getting a little closer. Like the Arid Extra Dry commercials used to say. Get a little closer. And of course, that battleship rogue drone is going to take exception. But I'm not going to worry about doing it. And it's not worth enough and that much in bounties. I've finished the mission objectives, so we can dock and turn it in. Oh, I forgot to take off the afterburner. That's why it was taking so long to turn. Tasty, lots of slow frames. Again, that's why I'm kind of hoping this thing doesn't, my internet is crappy. And I don't know why it's crappy.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
And that's the end of that mission. And it earned me 2 million ISK. Now let's see what the storyline mission is wanting me to do. It's wanting me to go a long way, but that's really why I'm where I'm at right now at the stations I'm at. So, transmits, okay. How many jumps is that? Only 7, okay. Set the destination to there, and we'll switch ships. I've got quite a hangar here in my nice home station, and I'm looking for one in particular. Where are you, Bard's Tongue? There you are. The ship class is a malediction. So I named it Bard's Tongue, which is a malediction of always having to tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So it seemed funny to me. And yes, if you noticed, I named my Armageddon, the ship I was just in, Purple Wand. I try to name my ships funny little things based on their class name. So like there's a ship class called Abaddon, which is another name for hell. So I named some things like Hell's Gate, Gehenna,
Docking request accepted.
Tartarus. Like I said, it's silly little things. You gotta have fun with it sometimes. Okay. So now we set the pickup, go to the pickup location, which is 7 jumps away. So y'all got to see some star jumping, unless you're familiar with EvE. That's might be something interesting. If you're familiar with EvE, of course, you've seen it a million times, almost certainly.
Active.
That's a new animation on the game.
Warp drive
Used to it was
active.
just a swirly tunnel. Now it puts your ship in it. Take a closer look here at them nice malediction. It is a ship type called an interdictor. It's mainly used to rush forward, so it's very speedy, and pin ships down until other combat ships can get there to deal with it. Because it is so speedy, I gotta admit, I misuse it as a means of getting around, and getting around very quickly. So yeah, it's a misuse of the ship, but hey, the wonderful thing about EvE is you get to play your own way. And I like playing against the environment. I'm not much one for kicking over other people's sandcastles. So, yeah, I get my fun and entertainment out of it, and that's what matters.
Warp drive active.
But that's also why I delay the stream. Some people just get their kicks by, knocking over other people's sandcastles. It's what they do. And I guess in a way their playstyle is just as valid. Fortunately, I'm not on the bad side of EvEcom. I'm not on their good side, but I'm not on their bad side. So they won't shoot at me.
Warp drive active.
Or they shouldn't. And a couple more jumps, and then a jump back. Just 7 jumps back. And there's a Venture. Venture is a mining frigate. They warped off before I was able to click on them and give you a view of what a Venture looks like. Again, if you're old hand player of EvE, you already know what a Venture looks like, but probably some people don't know or may not know. I have no idea what a Pro Raider is, but it's an industrial type ship. I can tell by its symbol there. Means it's a cargo carrier. Maybe an ore ship. Meaning it collects ore.
Active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
This should be where I pick up the transaction reports. And now I make the jumps all the way back.
Warp drive active.
Oh, jumps all the way back to my home system, if not station.
Warp drive active.
And this, of course, is a wee type thing. Guess it's wee all the way back home.
Warp drive active.
And I'll mention again, not a live stream. There's a nice time delay between when I start and when it actually starts going out. Hey, look, there's a rattlesnake. That's a nice battleship. It's another drone boat. Utilizes drones to very great effect.
Warp drive active.
It also uses missiles to great effect. I happen to have one myself. You tank on shields, which is this outer ring right here. That's your shield hit points, then your armor, and then structure. If you get into structure, generally you're in trouble. I normally use ships that tank and armor here, so I usually don't worry too much about the first that first arc of shield hit points. But when I'm in a rattlesnake, I have to watch out for it.
Warp drive active.
It is what it is. These storyline missions are usually fairly boring, but they're what keep you in good graces of the various empires, which allows you to travel around, do missions in various ones. I've got good enough standing with all of the empires that I can pretty much go where I want to go to run missions, and do so depending on what flavor and color of the game I'm interested in. But I've let my Amar status kind of waver a little bit, so I'm trying to build it back up a little.
Warp drive active.
It is what it is, right? Almost all of these MMO type games have a grind of some sort that you have to do.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And now here I am back at this station. I can drop these guys off. The report's off. I get paid my 15 mil. And now I can go back to my home station and grind for another storyline mission, which I think it's 17 regular missions you have to get before you can get a storyline.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And here we are back in station. And just to show you a little bit about my ships, see there's an Abaddon, so I've named it Hell's Gate. Purple Wand, it has nothing to do with an Armageddon, but given the look of the ship, it seemed appropriate. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, good, don't go looking for it. Uh, this is a type of a type of ship called a Praxis. I named it Makes Perfect, because Praxis makes perfect. Here's my rattlesnake. I'm going to call it up because its name may be confusing until you notice that little symbol right there. It's a Garista class ship, and that white rabbit there is the symbol for the Garistas. So I named my rattlesnake the White Rabbit. Um, this is a ship called a Roke. I don't use it much. I called it Pump Action because used to this was an open hole looking thing, and it was circular, and so it looked like a stockless shotgun. So I called it, you know, Pump Action after a shotgun. A Typhoon that I called Camille. It's a hurricane that it's hit the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, which is where I'm originally from, way long back in my history. Canvasback is a type of duck, hence the ship type is Drake. Knossos, I've got a one named two named Knossos class ships. One's the Book of Enoch and one's the Gospel of Mary, two Gnostic texts. So yeah. The only other funny name I've got is this ship class is called the Punisher, so I named it Castle, as in Frank Castle, the Punisher. I try to be somewhat funny with some of my names of my ships. That said, let's see what more trouble I can get into. I don't do these anomic missions. I've tried, and my caliber ability at the game is just not up to snuff to deal with these anomic missions. Fortunately, you can decline them without any trouble. Gone Berserk. Check my delay stream. Gone Berserk is a nice mission. Hmm. And it's a nice one for the White Rabbit, so we'll take the rattlesnake out. And I probably want kinetic missiles for that. I don't know why I have all those different types of cruise missiles loaded into my rattlesnake. And what I want kinetics. Scourge, as they're called. Yep, it loaded them. And I'll keep about 8,000 more missiles in the hold. I need some kinetic drones. To Okay. I haven't used this ship in a little while. So I forget what its loadout should be. The Wardens are sentry drones. The Wasps are heavy drones. Um, the Rattlesnake, as you can see, gets a 10% kinetic and thermal missile damage, which is the cruise missiles, per Galente battleship level, which I have a level 5 at. From Caldari, which I have a level 5 at, which is the highest level in the game, you can get 4% to all shield resistances. And it gets a 275% bonus to Sentry and Heavy Drone, hence why we load out Sentry and Heavy Drones on a Rattlesnake. Um, it is what it is, and it is shield tanked. And I mainly use the drones for damage, so that's what these slots are for. And a lot of this other stuff is shield, because other than my shield hardeners, I mainly use a passive shield tank uh, with this ship. So here we go.
Warp drive
Turn
active.
on my shield hardeners. Turn on my omnidirectional tracking unit, which helps my drones hit better and farther away. So again, it is what it is. Looks like it also makes my missiles do a little worse, but again, I don't rely on the missiles for damage out of this ship. Hello, Classic Daddy. Both awake and online, huh? Alrighty, so here we are. We've almost landed. These three cruiser type ships. I move down here because they are triggers for more waves. And it's going to get loud. I'll back off of the ship a little bit to mitigate that noise some. You see my drone sitting there. Yes, most ships can put out 5 drones. The Rattlesnake can only put out 2 of the Sentry drones. Can put out 3 of the heavies. And you can see how slow most missile launchers really are at launching now. Hello? Don't target that ship, target the battleship. Thank you very much. And now those little cruisers are shooting at my drones. Again, I have a drone repairer. Of course, Classic Daddy didn't hear me. I just realized that me saying hello to him was delayed as well. I'm going to go ahead and reload my cruise missiles. While I'm about it. My drones go to saying returning, even though they can't move because I put them on orbit me, because I don't want them going after one of these other two cruisers, which we should show you the ship that I'm shooting at. It looks like an Armageddon. I don't know what the EOM ship is called, but it's definitely an Armageddon hull. And kablooey! My cruise missiles do still hit for quite a wallop. Man, that's loud. And as you notice, my shields are barely scratched, even taking all the punches that I've already taken. EOM Death Lord. Gotta check a lot of things. Drone health. Check local to see that people that are going to attack me haven't logged in. Okay, that guy's gotten too close. I'll end up having to put out the heavy drones to get him. That's okay. I started to say I'd put out medium drones, but the Rattlesnake, I don't have any medium drones on it because it's not bonused for medium drones. So I do so. Got a lot of slow flames. Classic Daddy just put in the chat that that's a long way off. He's watching things that happened a while back, and that's one thing he likes about smaller ships. Salvaging after doesn't take long. I should turn on my missiles and shoot. And again, you can see that this shield tank ship is the exact opposite of my armor tank ships. The armor tank ships, the shielding would have been gone a long time ago. It goes pretty quickly, but with the shield tank ship, the shields are what you've made tough. Now I gotta draw in my nice little wasps, my heavy drones. And put the sentries back out. I'm not shooting the missiles at these cruisers because cruise missiles are for battleships, and they don't do a whole lot of damage to cruiser type, smaller ships. They would help some, but just not enough to warrant. No red flashies. There goes one of the enemy frigates by me. My poor sentry drones will never hit one of them. And I've almost finished this mission. You can tell when those missiles hit. That's one of the problems, though, with missiles as a damage system. They are delayed, as you might imagine. The missile's got to, fly out there and hit the target. Unlike the turret weapon systems, projectiles, hybrids, which are railguns and blasters, and energy weapons, which are the lasers, which are instantly to apply their damage. Missiles have a travel time to get to their target. And now, so I can hit those little bastages, I'll save the location. I'll do a micro jump. I'll stop. I'll throw out my sentry drones because unfortunately I've got to take out those two little frigates. But heavy drones nor sentry drones can hit them very well. Sentry drones can hit them pretty well at a distance, and so hence why I micro jumped out. But I've still got to let them get into range. Cruise missiles will apply next to no damage. You could fire them all day long at one of these little frigates and never do a thing to it. Here he comes burning in at me. And my drones took care of him in fairly rapid order. When things are at a distance. All right. And that's the end of that one. We can see that by over here.
Active.
So we can go dock up.
Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested.
And sometimes it just
Docking permission
is a
requested.
bastard about letting you
Docking
dock.
request accepted. Docking permission requested.
I'm a firm believer in spamming the docking button until it lets you dock. Okay. And now I will go salvage that mission, which takes a different type of ship. This type of ship is called a Noctis. It is a specialized ship for salvaging.
Drive.
It is, in fact, pretty much useless for anything but salvaging. But its bonuses are for tractor beams, for drawing in wrecks, and for salvagers. So, it is what it is. I'm told by Artemis Red that the Pro Radar is the Amar blockade runner, the one that can warp cloaked. Well, that's a handy little ability, that's for sure. And thank you for joining us, Artemis Red. I think that's your name. Yep, Artemis Red. Um, and so now I'll start tractoring in Rex. I could put out my salvaging drones, but I'm finding that I can just about do the job faster with my salvagers. Ugh. Ah, hit the wrong buttons. Hate it when I do that because it pops up all this useless stuff. And now I got to figure out how to get that back up. Now I have all of the wrecks suctioned up. Into range of my salvagers. Now to get all these boxes, which are looted modules that survived our encounter. A lot of people don't bother with this, but you know, for me, it's a source of minerals to build stuff with, um, and all sorts of things like that. So it's out here, it's for free. Why not slurp it up? I'm not out for maximum ISK per hour type anything. I'll leave that to people who have something to prove. Um, I'm out here to distract myself, to have a little bit of fun. And that sort of thing. So, it is what it is, and there we are. And that was salvaging. Probably next to mining for me, one of the most boring things to do in EvE.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And there we have it. We're back in station. And I think I'm going to end the stream there. It's been about an hour. Um, it'll take a little while for things to catch up. So there we have it. I will do one more thing and look at what all we've got in the Noctis. I'll move these into the missile hold. Because I have a lot of ships that use missiles. Pardon. In other stations, I have ships that use the various other types of ammo. Crystals are used by energy weapons. And I think that's all the cleaning out I'm going to do of the Noctis for the moment. Because a lot of what else I'll have to do will involve getting into the beast. And so that's that. I hope you've enjoyed, or at least been amused by what we've done here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good day.